So you are depressed and you want to change that. Well, that's great. That's good news. But you should do it the right way. And by that, I mean, you should address the causes of your depression, not just the depression. A lot of people just go to the psychiatrist, take some pills, but don't address the causes that made them depressed in the first place. And they end up in a perpetual loop in which they always stay depressed. A lot of people do that. Don't be like that. So in a lot of cases, depression is caused by tolerating the people around you way too much, way more than you should. Like family members, I don't know, coworkers. You just let people walk all over you and you just smile and wave and hope it will go away. And it doesn't, it adds up day by day, year by year, and you will eventually end up very frustrated, very annoyed, very angry deep down. And you will put more and more effort and pressure on yourself to keep yourself contained and not burst out. But if you don't let that frustration out where it matters, you end up beating yourself in silence day by day, by suppressing your actual emotions. And you know what? That actually damages your body because the cortisol level and the stress levels are increasing and your body has to overcompensate with other hormones, which eventually lead to the depletion of them. And you end up in a very poor mood with low energy, not being able to get out of bed, and all that good stuff. And yeah, if you give up on your happiness for the happiness of other people because you don't want to anger them, to annoy them, or you don't want to be rude or whatever, but they do that to you and you just take it and let them walk all over you, then yeah. And you've probably been educated like that, to just smile and be polite and accept everyone's BS because that's the right thing to do. Be social and friendly and don't rock the boat or whatever. Well, that can only work so far. In real life, real people actually set boundaries all the time. And that's something that you should probably do more. Another possible cause that might or might not apply to you is unprocessed trauma, Like, for example, parents beating you when you're a kid. I mean, it happens way too often and people don't talk about that. And I don't know, some other things that probably are very personal to you. This is something that varies from person to person. But yeah, unprocessed trauma can definitely be something, You should process it. You should just let it come out and realize that it happened. It actually happened. And it's part of you, of your past, and probably of your present. And it sucks, but it is there. It's what you are. And the moment you can be at peace with that, you can move forward. Now, another very common one that I think applies to 100% of the population is chronic stress and burnout. I mean, in today's day and age, everyone is overwhelmed by work, by jobs, by having to be everywhere at the same time, financial struggles or pressures from work, family, even their partners. Sometimes that's a very, very, very common issue that nobody talks about, relationship pressure. And those things add up. They also increase your stress levels, they deplete your other hormone levels, and you end up in a very poor state. So yeah, surprisingly enough, the reasons that lead up to depression are kind of manageable, but nobody is educated to make the right choices beforehand, and a lot of us end up in depression. I mean, the levels of anxiety and depression in society are expected to increase over the years. So yeah, don't beat yourself too much about it. But of course, that doesn't mean you shouldn't go to a specialist like a psychiatrist or a therapist or something, because those people can actually help improve your mood and actually help you heal better. However, after you do that, you need to address those other issues that made you depressed in the first place. Basically, you need to learn to manage your life, to stress manage your life, to set some very firm boundaries and cut environmental stressors as much as possible. And then you're golden. Yeah, goodbye.